Why, hello again, second and third grade mathematicians. Our next activity, I'm going to be reading some riddles from a book called The Grapes of Math. And as you can see at the top, this says mind-stretching math riddles. So each page will be a different riddle. So we're solving for a quantity or an amount on each page, all right? So as you're doing this, I don't want you counting by ones because we know that's not the most efficient way to get your answer. Just try to use strategies that you've been practicing all year. Like look for arrays. Are there rows of certain numbers, rows of repeated numbers? Or perhaps you could use an array looking for rows of repeated numbers, and if there's a few missing, you could just subtract those from the whole array. Or perhaps you could look for groups of images or pictures that have the same amount and maybe multiply those groups if you can. So as I read, it's just one page. You might want to pause to get a closer look. So I will make sure to really get the picture nice and close on my camera so you can see, but you might want to pause to solve. But again, try to be quick and efficient. Not just quick, but try to be as efficient as you can as we're working on this book. Okay? So here comes the first one. Go ahead and really look at the picture as I'm reading, and then I'll hold it up so you can pause if you want. Make sure to write out on a blank piece of paper, write out any math sentences or share your thinking on a piece of paper because that might be helpful. Okay, here I go. Here's the first one. All right, fish school. Of all the creatures in the sea, a fish is smart as can be. While others swim and play it cool, a fish is happy in a school. How many fish are in this class? Answer quick and you will pass. Here's a hint, a little clue. When counting fish, just look askew. Okay, I'm going to get it so it's nice and centered. And you might want to pause. Good. I'm going to even do something for you a little bit here. Might help you out. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit. See if you can figure out why I tilted it. Okay, so you should have lots of time to work on that. I hope you hit pause if you needed to. You can always rewind too if you want to do that one again. But I'm going to keep going. So that was our first one. The next riddle is called, it's the title of the book. It's called The Grapes of Math. Okay? So, I'm going to read. I will move my hand because I know it's in the way a little bit. I'm going to read and then I'll hold up the picture so you can really get a good look at it, okay? The grapes of math. I stroll along a vineyard path, and there I see the grapes of math. Overhead the sun is blazing. Soon each grape will be a raisin. How many grapes are on the vine? Counting each takes too much time. Never fear, I have a hunch. There is a match for every bunch. Okay. So now's the time. Might be a good idea to pause. I want you to really think about grouping numbers together for this one. Maybe you're using some multiplication for this. I bet you're all going to get a great answer. Okay. So that should have been plenty of time. Well, not plenty of time, but that should be a good image so you can pause that video and work on that answer. I am going to keep going. Okay, so I'm just going to do 4 of these today. There's a lot of them, so maybe next week we'll pick up where we left off. I'm just going to do 4 of these ones today. All right, here is our next one. This one is called Snail Parade. Here I go. I'm going to do some reading, and then I'll make sure to get the picture right up close. Snail Parade. One day while walking through a glade, I came across a snail parade. Rows and rows of snails I spied. How do I count them all, I cried. Don't just group the ones you see. Consider where a snail should be. That's a good hint. Okay, so there's a good, you should be able to see it nice and clear. What are you thinking for this one? What do you think you could do? Remember to write your answers out. Okay, so that should be enough time for you to get a good pause on the screen if you need to. Snail Parade. I bet you all did a great job with that. All right, on to our last one. Okay, here's our last one for today. This one's called Ant Attack. Okay, so I'm going to read and then I'll scoot the picture closer. It's a picnic, the ants all scream. How many ants are in this scene? Try to count them one by one. Before you finish, they'll be done. Find a square before you count. Soon you'll see the right amount. I'm going to read that last part again. Find a square before you count. Soon you'll see the right amount. That can be helpful. How could you make a square out of this image? How could you make that into a square shape? Interesting. All right, so that should be enough. You should have paused and gotten your work done. And we will pick up with this book next week. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So The Grapes of Math. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you all next week for more Math Around the House.